Hello and welcome to the Musty Creative Podcast. I am your host, Jesus Nolan, and I am joined by my friend and yours. Okay, Michelle is here. That was that whimper you heard. Thank you for joining us today, even though it's musting here because we've been working too hard. If this is your first time listening to us, we are the Musty Collective, and we motivate ourselves to become better storytellers. And it's cold, it's wintertime, December, a lot of movies are out. But it's the best time to listen to a podcast, the Musty Creative Podcast, with a friend or two. And we have a friend today in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the manga creator, best known for her famous webtoon, I'm Dating a Celebrity, which has over 250,000 subscribers, 10.2 million views, Ms.Potitocheeps.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, ooh! For a lot of you fans, you're like, wow, that's the manga
That's what she
creator.
sounds
That's what she
like.
sounds
Oh,
like.
she's the potato online.
Yeah. Yes, we have the ultimate potato. So thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. And now it's time to start the show. All right. So, Ms.Potitocheeps, we want to give you a special honor. And it's for every guest that comes on here that shows us creativity, grit, and perseverance, you are now an official Musty Creative.
Welcome.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm both crusty and musty now.
You both
Crusty and musty.
crusty and musty. Well, yeah, so essentially, one reason why we want you on the show, because obviously we're a fan of your work, but also because, like, we love the fact that you're persevering, doing this awesome work, getting out there, putting your art out there, and sharing your story with the world. And also, you're a storyteller. And we've had a number of conversations over the years, and so this is awesome. This is a really great opportunity, so thank you so much.
Thank you, too, for inviting me here.
Yeah, no, awesome. So we're going to get into some fan questions. So we're really glad that you fans that are listening, thank you so much. Welcome to the show for the first time, supporting your favorite creator. But we want to just set the floor here. You've been working on Dating a Celebrity.
Yes.
It's on WebToon. And it's
you're like super famous now.
yeah, and it's like a platform for manga. I've been reading manga since I was like a teenager, 14, 15 years old. Why do you think WebToons is becoming a big platform in my opinion? Why do you think that?
I think it's because it's user friendly and you could easily just upload your work there.
Yeah.
And it's free. It's a free platform where you can publish your content.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, how are they making money? Is it ads? Because I don't see many ads when I read on the app.
Actually, I'm wondering about that too, but
Yeah.
lately they have been getting a lot of ads as well. So
Okay.
maybe they're getting money from there.
Yeah, and good for them because it's a really amazing platform. The last manga I read was Naruto.
Me too.
Yeah. And I just, it gets expensive to buy the books. I have to wait for them to, be, translated from Japanese to English.
Yeah, you have to wait for it to be localized.
Yeah. So, like, WebToons is great because every week I'm getting new stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I've been reading I'm Dating a Celebrity. I read on Ordinary, all that great stuff. But let's get to the fans. We have here, go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so at Ashley._.Garcia732 says, or asks, are the characters based on real people?
Some of them are based on real people. Like the group Diverse, each member is based on like different K-pop idols.
Oh,
and then
nice.
Hazel is not specifically based on one person. For Emerald, she's based on my cousin, and then for Hazel's best friend, she's based on my best friend and my sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's good to know.
And then she also asks, who do you ship the most?
Man, I will spoil something if I answer that question, but I don't really
Yeah,
ship.
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I don't really ship anyone right now. I mean, They're all my babies, so.
It seems like you're shipping Vaughn and Hazel, and I do not like that ship. I want Red and Hazel. So why are you messing with us?
Well, there are 2 other boys left, so you just gotta wait and see.
Oh, okay. Good question. But yeah, obviously we don't want to spoil anything. But to the fans who are mad at me because I don't like Vaughn, I'm sorry. Red is my favorite color. So
He's nice though.
No, he's actually pretty sweet. Red is. We can get into it.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. All right, let's get to the next fan question.
Okay. I hope I'm not butchering this. Okay, Tasnim NKO6. Okay, how did you first get the idea of creating your webtoon?
I think I told you this before. Like, it was originally in novel form,
Mm,
and
yeah.
I wrote it back in high school.
Right.
So, like, the first version of the story is a little bit cringy, and I wouldn't bother reading it again. And like, I typed it on my old laptop, and it broke down, and never bothered retrieving the file. So, bye forever.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a software developer by trade. We have this like version control software. Maybe we can talk more about it, but maybe it could be a way for you to save your
It's
work.
good. I don't want to read it again.
Yeah, okay.
It will be so cringy.
Yeah. And when you say cringe, like what level of cringe are we talking about? Are we talking about Twilight cringe?
No, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah.
_Megan_Delane.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. How long do you hope this series will be? Do you have a set date you will end it?
Ooh, that's a good. Actually, I like that question. I like that question. Yeah.
Readers, don't kill me, because it might take longer than 2 years.
Oh wow.
But because like
That's kind of cool though.
I have school, so
Yeah.
I can't really give a specific date when it's gonna be when it's gonna end,
Yeah.
because life happens.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've read Naruto for like 15 years
Yeah,
before it
it took
ended.
15 years for
Yeah,
y'all
so
to
I
finish it.
and I loved it all the way through. So this
Yeah.
is we'll get into it, but I really like what you've done with the reboot and the pacing. So I'm in for 2 years. That's cool.
But I'm gonna say though that it's gonna be probably like 60 to 70 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad actually. Yeah.
I'll try to finish it within that amount of episode.
Yeah. I will say I know probably from this question is that there's manga or webtoons out there that people start, it's really good, and then they don't finish it.
Yeah.
So they're probably hoping that you do finish it so we can see the
Yeah,
conclusion.
I hope so too.
But,
Give me motivation.
Yeah, see the wedding bells, or everyone in the grave. How do romance stories end? So someone's gotta die, or
Everyone dies.
hey,
JK.
Nope.
I'm down for that, but I have no writing power, so whatever.
Thanos comes and gets the stones.
Oh,
Snaps.
mercy, Milo, boss Milo.
Okay, Okay, first of all, I just want to apologize. I'm like butchering these names. I didn't think it would be this hard to like pronounce these things, but okay.
Yeah.
It's -Nathan-Owo. What drawing tablet and apps do you use for your comic?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so I used to. So my very first drawing tablet was like Wacom Intuos, and that was cheaper than
Yeah.
what I use right now. So what I use right now is the Surface Pro, and the application that I use or software is called Clip Studio, and sometimes I use Photoshop and Paint Tool Sai.
If you can talk about, if you're comfortable talk about it, like how much does that cost, a year or a month for all that, or did you just pay outright for those?
Yeah,
for
I
all
just
of them?
pay outright.
Okay.
That's like what's good with Clip Studio, because like you just buy it one time, and they constantly update the software, which is good,
Yeah.
because like they're trying to level up
Nice.
with Photoshop, I think.
Yeah, because like we have Adobe CC and it's like $50 a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah, and so altogether, if someone wanted to start, like how much have you spent with to get all those tools?
Okay, so for Clip Studio, I got it when it was like 50% off, so it was
Nice.
$30.
$3?
Yeah, $30.
Oh, 30. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, $3.
I wish.
Man, I need to get. No, I can't even draw, so whatever. I can't get a manga up
And
there.
then Wacom Intuos was about $60.
Really?
So if you're a beginner, it's a good
Yeah.
tablet for you.
Nice.
Although, like, I eventually moved on to Surface Pro because like the pen pressure on Wacom Intuos is not very good. But if you're a beginner, it's a good tablet to work on. And then Surface Pro is 1,500, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, the Windows Surface Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. So you didn't want to go with like an Apple Mac based product?
Cause like for Apple, they have Clip Studio, but you have to pay for it monthly. I don't know why.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So Windows is just cheaper.
And I'm used to like using Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the time when I talk to creatives or you see those artists' creative commercials,
It's all Mac.
it's all Mac and Apple. So, Miss Potato Chips, you are breaking the mold. Like, go Windows.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, we have a lot more questions here as well. And thank you, fans, for submitting those questions and showing your support for Miss Potato Chips. So, going back to just the popularity of webtoons and dating celebrity, but why do you think your romance story and art have captured so much attention?
Okay, that's a good question actually, because to be honest, I don't think there's anything special with my art style and story.
Aw, no, that's not true.
I know it sounds like self-deprecation.
We're all snowflakes.
But I guess the main advantage I had was I posted it during the time when there wasn't a lot of traffic on WebToons.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of opportunity to be on the front page because
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and that gave me a lot of views and subscribers. And in terms of concept, I guess because like I got a concept that is already popular, like Korean popular culture,
Yeah.
and I incorporated it to my story, and people liked it.
Yeah. How did you get into the whole K-pop thing? And were you just like, I'm such a big fan, I'm going to take this story and then, fan service, but also just tell this great story as well of my maybe fantasy of like being with a K-pop star?
Okay, so before I published a comic on WebToons, I like questioned myself, do I want to do something that I like or do I want to do something that people would like? And I chose the latter.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not a very huge fan of romance myself.
Oh, really?
But I kind of want to challenge myself to do something that I'm not really used to doing.
Yeah. That's what seems to be the most popular. You have either the action manga
Yeah, or the romance.
or the
right?
romance. Yeah, like Boyfriend Project and just a few others that are just big in the romance area. So
Yeah.
very cool. What was the process like of developing the story? Right, you talked about the having the laptop and everything that messed up there, but like the process of inciting incident, plot points, and
And also just knowing like how many more episodes you are going to do. Like how do you
Yeah.
stretch that out and know like the pacing of all that stuff?
I changed a lot of my working habits actually. Because
okay.
like in the first version, I didn't do any scripts. Like I was like winging it all through like when I just doing that one particular episode, and then I didn't do any storyboards. And I realized after posting for like a year that it was like a huge mistake. So now I'm doing my script. I actually finished season 1 just recently.
we're at 14 in part 1 right now.
Yeah.
So season 1 we haven't passed season 1 yet, right?
No.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. All right, I'm excited.
And then I do my storyboards now. I do my sketches and then line art and do my flats and shading and then dialogue and then I hit publish.
Nice. Nice. And then the process for that, you said, is free to upload?
Yeah, you just make an account and then you just click the button publish.
Wow.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I was just thinking it'd be interesting. It looks like WebToons is a good place to maybe even test ideas because the risk and the
Right.
cost is so low.
Yeah, and you can delete your,
Yeah.
your story.
Just like, I'm done. Awesome. Now, with your story, Red and Hazel, Your main characters.
Are they really?
She's playing
I mean,
games
Hazel
with
is
us.
the main character, but is Red a main character?
She's playing with us, y'all. It's not nice. But they look like a cute couple when
Sure.
when Hazel's not too angry at Red, but she has a good reason for it. Is their relationship based on your own dating experience?
Nope.
Okay.
Short answer.
Yeah, short
nope.
answer. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have asked that better. I'm sorry. I should have asked that better. But I going back to the reboot. And can you talk about that process actually? Why you felt you needed to do a reboot? Because you had all these stories. You got into a skateboard fight. She's still riding a skateboard, but I remember that though. Like she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like go chase those guys," and it was a trap. I thought it was pretty epic. Why did you feel like you needed to do a reboot on that one?
Okay, so like what I said earlier, like I didn't really prepare much for it.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it reflected on how I portrayed the story, basically, and some readers noticed that.
Yeah.
And they were saying, oh, the main character is like mono-dimensional and like she's a Mary Sue and stuff like that.
Oh, really? They call her Mary Sue?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't win that fight. She needed help.
I know.
Yeah, that's weird.
But like, I was like, maybe I have to change something. And I wasn't really proud of it anyway, so. And there was this unfortunate event that I was like really disappointed with. Someone uploaded my webtoon on this illegal website. I'm not gonna tell the name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And like there were like a bunch of nasty comments over there.
Oh no.
Oh, mercy.
And it made me sad.
Wow.
I was like, but the hate comments I took into my advantage, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change my story. I'm gonna make it better.
Yeah. I want to applaud that because
Yeah.
it does take humility.
Yeah.
To realize, like you're not trying to do everything that the fans ask for, but to realize that they have some good feedback.
Yeah.
And that can be hard because the internet people can be really harsh.
I
know.
know.
Like, you could just feel like so defeated. Like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I know.
But that's cool. You took the challenge and you made it even better.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I like because I was a little sad because like she's starting all over again. Like I just invested myself. Because who was the Korean big sis that she had?
Emerald.
Was her name? It was Emerald back
Yeah,
then
it was
too. Okay,
Emerald.
so I really liked Emerald. I thought there was gonna be a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
And I liked the way you started the story that she got this little like student abroad work in Korea. I know it was confusing with the English Korean stuff you had to do, but I thought that was cool. But I actually like once we get to the point where she's lost her job, I feel like the story really picks up in the reboot. But I like how that they meet in the first episode. Right?
Emerald and Hazel.
No, sorry, Hazel and Red. Sorry, I'm switching. My
yeah.
bad. Because it did take in the beginning. It did take a while for them to meet.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that's why fans.
It was like
were,
dragging as well.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, when are they gonna? Because you kept hinting at them. It's like, and it was kind of cool because it was mysterious. But what's interesting though is like Red is a creeper, right? Like he comes into the cafe. Oh, like I'm running from people. He just explain yourself, dude. Like don't be so shady. And then she was like, "Don't put your filthy hands on my mouth." Kind of thing. I was like, "Yeah, I'd be pissed too."
He's a weird guy. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Also, what's crazy is your I don't know what to call it, but like the prequel into the story where you're telling kind of like your thoughts about destiny and fate. Which we got to get to that.
Oh yeah.
But I
Is
thought
this from the original version?
no, from the reboot.
Oh, from the
when
reboot.
when they're in a cylinder cafe.
Yeah.
And Boss Milo says, "Hey, send this coffee to one of our customers," and they're like, "Oh, do you like her?" kind of thing. But she just got she had a boyfriend or she had a friend she likes, but he is with another girl. Can you talk about the inspiration behind that? Like, because that was completely different from the original.
Yeah.
How you started the story there.
It's a bit of spoiler. It's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like a foreshadowing, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad, fans. My bad. I'm sorry.
I'm
but
sorry.
Because I was like, that was very well done, and I was like, are we gonna see those characters again?
You might.
Interesting. All right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get to the rest of the questions. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm a fan. I'm sorry. So Webtoon is a pretty amazing platform. You kind of brought this up, but if you go a little more detail, what is the process like for getting a story up there? Like, what's your pipeline like? How long does it take? If you were to work on this full time, how long? How much effort would it be for you? Like hours wise or something like that?
It's a pretty long process because, like, so I made the script beforehand, so I don't have to think about it anymore.
Nice.
And then for the episode, it would take me 1 to 3 weeks, depending on my, like, how much motivation I have.
Yeah.
Because, like, you get burnt out when you're, like, a content creator.
Yeah,
you get
definitely.
burnt out. So it would take, like, 1 to 3 weeks of creating storyboards, sketching, line art, doing flats and shading and dialogue.
Yeah. And when you say burnout, like, is it just a pressure you feel to always constantly upload, or?
Yeah, and, like, to keep it, how do I say it, like, engaging. So, like, how do you put your imaginations into a physical form and at the same time engage people to read your stuff? You know?
Like a hook, like every episode.
Yeah. Like, what's the hook?
Right.
Like I have to think of a cliffhanger or something.
Well, because, like where we left off right now, it's like, Vaughn feels bad and he's holding her hand. What? Why is he holding her hand? So I'm going to keep going back to this whole Vaughn Hazel thing.
Why are you so mad at Vaughn? What did it do to you?
I know. Oh, like, I love that line that you had there, like, where Red says, who hurt you? That was good.
No,
That was really
literally,
good.
Who hurt her?
Yeah.
He's always grumpy. So I can't really explain what American comics are because, like, I'm not really familiar with that. I only read a couple of them, like Spider-Man. And
Okay, Spider-Man.
the
cool.
Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Nice.
But for Japanese manga, I think right off the bat, people would notice that it's usually black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And it's written in a form of, like, the format is different because, like, it should be published in a book.
Right. That's fair.
And then in terms of paneling, they compress their panels into one page because you don't want any dead space in the blank.
Yeah.
You read it from right to left, right?
Yeah.
Like a Japanese book.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And then for Japanese manga, you have to wait for it to be localized as well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And they, I think they produce it volume by volume. So every volume there would be like 1 to 6 chapters. I mean, 6 chapters. And for comics, specifically Korean or Chinese comics, they call it manhwa, I believe. So basically for Korean comics, it's usually published online. So it's like a huge advantage because, like, you don't have to wait for it to get released, printed.
Yeah.
Like, the format is different as well because it should be, like, scrollable, is that a word?
Yeah. No, scrollable. Yeah, that's a word. You're good.
On your phone and on your laptop or anywhere you want to read it.
Yeah.
So on one page there would be like 2 to 3 panels. And then I actually searched about this and they said that there are more dialogue on Korean comics for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Maybe because they express like a lot of body language in Japanese manga. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's colored for the Korean comics. It's always almost colored. It's preferably colored.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's released weekly as well.
Yeah, like kind of like Shonen Jump kind of stuff, or because I don't know if you read Shonen Jump weekly. Yeah.
But for Shonen Jump, isn't it for like Japan? Like they release it weekly in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get it here.
Well,
in America.
I used to have a subscription where I would get it. I would get the book on a weekly basis, but it was behind. The story was always behind.
Yeah.
And then but there was a U.S. version of that I would get.
Because like they have to translate it to English
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so Naruto, I was always behind when I was reading that.
Yeah.
And then like reading, I didn't read much Bleach manga, but like One Piece, I was really into the manga for that for a while.
Why is manga so successful? Like, because it seems like it's been a really successful form of storytelling. So why do you think it touches people in a certain way where they just like they have to keep reading it and they want more?
Especially versus the comic book industry, which has these big waves of decline, where I feel like manga is just
It's, like,
steadily,
steady.
like globally, just growing all over the world.
I think the reason why it's very successful, because like compared to animation, it's relatively easy to do. Because like for animation, a 10-second animation would take you like about a week to finish. Yeah, because you do it frame by frame.
Right. For 24 frames per second. Yeah.
So like a single movement would like take so much hours to finish.
Wow.
But for comics, you just have to visualize the specific scene and portray it in like one panel.
Yeah.
So it will challenge you in a way, but I think it's also accessible for creators because like there are so many free publishing platform out there.
Yeah.
So you could just easily publish your stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I see like sometimes for manga you have the big sweat drop where
yeah.
like someone's uncomfortable or awkward, or like when Hazel's mad, I see like the pound sign but red and big.
Yeah.
And so how like you don't get 24 frames to express the motion, the body motion, but I feel like, you know, just going through the panels, like, okay, Red is being very prideful at this moment. Hazel's upset. Emerald's like, kind of did see a little bit, but I don't have the 24 frames. How are you doing that? How are you expressing that? And like, what manga or what creators did you learn from as you read their manga to help you express your story?
Okay, so for art style wise, I think I got my inspiration from this one manga that I read back in high school. It's called Hirunaka no Ryusei. It's translated to My Daytime Shooting Star, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And like I love her art style a lot, and that's how I learned how to, you know, create different angles and stuff. Like give more dynamics to how I do my drawings.
Right.
Yeah.
You look at films and be like, oh, that's an interesting angle. Maybe I could try drawing that for a character in a scene.
I think it's different because, like, maybe I'm wrong. Because, like, sometimes for films, correct me if I'm wrong.
No. We're not the authority on anything.
But, like for comics, you do, like, worm view, bird's view. And, like, it's boring if you just see one angle.
Yeah.
So you have to do different angles in every panel.
Right.
Yeah, so
I don't know
sort
how
of does force you to be more creative in that way.
Yeah, like how do I draw this?
Yeah.
And like sometimes I just ask my sister, "Can you pose for me?"
Oh, really? Wow.
Because sometimes it's hard to visualize it, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I think that a lot of artists do that. Like, especially, I'm just thinking back of like Lion King and stuff like that. Like, they would actually go to Africa to like draw the animals and stuff.
Right.
So they would need that reference in order to like really understand like the anatomy of a person's body or an animal body or whatever that was. At some points you can get away with just the general like angles. Like there's the wide shot and the close up. The types of films that really do well in like cinematography and stuff are the ones that do like the really odd camera angles where you don't really expect it, or it's like jarring when you see it. You're like, wow, I never thought they could get that shot. Like, how did that happen? So I think I don't know, I've never thought about it that way, but it is true that like every single like panel you would have to make is like really interesting because you have to catch them visually for each thing to have them continue to read the story.
My friend and I were talking about this actually, like how do we draw this, right? So I was like, okay, so I go to the cafe and I observe people. I swear I'm not a creeper.
Oh, you actually did that though. Huh? You actually went to a cafe to kind of help you with the cylinder cafe scenes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But like I was like, I hope people wouldn't think that I'm a creeper. Because I'm staring at them.
Nice.
No, I'm not a creeper.
Yeah. Okay, that reminds me of a quick question for I'm dating a celebrity. You don't have to say anything if it spoils or anything, but are we going to see Cylinder Cafe ever again? Because I felt bad for Milo.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool, very cool.
It's coming back, guys.
And for Boss Milo, I don't know why, but I'm interested in his character. Like, I think he has a very interesting look. And there's something about like manga guys who have the glasses. And like, there's a certain look that they give, and they're like really chill. But in the end, you feel like, okay, he could do something if he wanted to. Is he gonna meet with anybody, have a relationship with anybody at all?
I'm planning on making him like a side chapter.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. Like I really related to him. Like he's trying to do the best by his employees. He's like a good guy. He's not taking advantage of them or anything like that.
People actually liked that part. They were like, "Oh, this is relatable." I was like, "I'm glad."
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's good. Like, obviously, there's gonna be bad stuff that happens, but it's nice to see the example of like how we should treat each other, right? Not to dominate each other. Like, you are the god of this world, so part of the fun of reading your story is what bad stuff is gonna happen. And Hazelnut lost her job. She gets rejected for stuff. They don't want to they're like, she got like for height. They were like, you're too short. Yeah. So she is, because she looks tall to me, because Red looks tall to me. But she's below 5'6". So she's kind of like.
She's like around 5'2".
Oh, so she is kind of short.
Yeah, she's kind of short.
Okay, I'm trying to imagine if I see her today. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So my height.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit taller than me. I'm really short, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, details.
Just visualize a potato.
Yeah, there.
A 5'1" potato.
I do love the little potato in the sack at the end. It's really cool. And so Hazel seems a little grouchy. Why? Is there? I feel like we found out a little bit because of her family background.
Like the recent episode, right?
Right.
Life sucks in general.
Yeah.
And she just recently got fired. Right. Me grumpy.
That's true.
Yeah, because I'm looking at some of my other webtoons. I look at like True Beauty, Let's Play, Super Secret. I don't know. Super Secret. But like they have females that are like, oh, life is this, and they're very peppy, very girly. And Hazel's she's still girly a little bit, but like what I like about her character, she's more tomboyish, it feels like.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that as you're kind of working on the character?
I guess like I like tomboyish characters in general, and I like women empowerment. Just kidding. But yeah, in a way, yes.
Yeah.
And like I just like that kind of character. Like we don't usually see that in comics and movies and stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just want to, I guess, do something different this time.
Okay, well, just going back to more of your process, like when did you get into drawing manga?
Okay, so I ultimately started drawing like around 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're really good. Yeah.
I mean, it took a lot of practice. Like,
Yeah.
I practiced every day, every single day. And, like, I started from using charcoal, and then I moved to acrylic, and then moved to watercolor.
Wow.
And then I stayed using watercolor for a while. And I was like, what can I do about this? Like, and then what? Like, after drawing so much, and then what?
Yeah.
And then I remember, oh, I have a story.
Nice.
Maybe I could do something with it. But then I didn't really know how to do different angles, you know, like I had to learn so much stuff.
Yeah.
And there was this story that I really, really wanted to do, and it was like a sci-fi dystopian story.
Oh,
But I was like, after 5 panels, I was like, wait, I can't draw this. Too many stuff.
Yeah.
And the world for sci-fi, like, you really have to work on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, build it out.
And then I was like, oh, maybe I should just work on something simple, you know, like a romance.
Right.
So I could practice my drawing skills and at the same time my narrative as well.
Right.
And so that's basically it.
Yeah. Like, I think there was a comment in one of the newer episodes where someone's like, can we just take a moment to say the art is evolved?
Yeah.
And it really has, like, it's gotten a lot better.
I always look at my my old art style and be like, who are you people?
Yeah. Like, that's not Hazel. Yeah. And then, like, when, like, Hazel, she was having her bad day and she got splashed with the water, I really thought, like, what you did to make her hair look like just wet. Yeah. And just, like, I guess, like, the way the light was kind of, like, reflecting off of the water, just everything there, and her being upset. And I liked where she was like giving up the middle finger. She was I was like, whoa. But I thought it was cool. Like,
yeah, people liked it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
It worked.
What?
I was like, it worked.
Yeah. No, and I thought like right there, I was like, oh wow, it was really awesome. And even just like the last episode where, you know, Hazel, she has her hair up for once, and just like her kind of outfit as the assistant now for Emerald. She's like really taking on that role.
Yeah.
I thought like, oh, like wow, okay, this is really good. So yeah, that's really awesome. It shows that you're definitely improving.
Yeah. And I like it when people comment, "Oh, I like their outfits. It inspires me to wear like cool clothes too." I was
Nice.
like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, okay, like would it be awesome if BTS was like, yo, we like diverse?
Oh my gosh.
Like, what if they did like a shout out or something? How would you react to that?
That would be so impossible, but how I would react to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of BTS.
Yeah.
But that would be cool.
Yeah. Because it was more Big Bang for you, right?
Yeah.
I need to learn more about the Webtoon community. But like YouTube has the yearly conference now. Is there like a conference for Webtoon creators to go to?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I actually got invited to go to New York, but I was like, too far away. To their green room. I think it's green room party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they hold conference every year. They have like 3 every year, I think. In San Diego, they have one in LA recently.
Yeah.
And they also had one in New York.
Oh, so have you been to the one, like, have you been to any of them?
I haven't.
Oh, you're like, nah, I'm good.
They do it every like Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they do like panels and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, now I'm interested. I gotta upload a manga, but my art is like really bad. It'll be stick figures all the way.
What I like about Webtoons is that you could collaborate with other creators because not everyone can write a story, right? So and not everyone can like draw. So
That's
I
fair.
know some of my friends have collaborated with a writer. It's pretty helpful. It's a good community. I
Yeah.
think.
And then as far as your like what's helped you to learn about storytelling, like there was a book I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
What was the name of the book?
It's called Save the Cat.
Save the Cat. Okay.
Yeah. It was actually recommended by Webtoons.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
I have that book.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's a good book.
Yeah.
It helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this rebooted version.
And then like what were the key things that like how it helped you to structure the story and whatnot?
I guess like having like point A, point B, point C, and for like point A, this is where you introduce your characters, and then for point B, this is where you introduce your villains. You develop your character and stuff.
Yeah.
And then for point C, like how are they gonna solve the problem?
Okay.
And, like, yeah, and the climax and stuff.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Do you find yourself now critiquing other media that you watch or read a little bit more now that you like
Yeah.
understand the process? Like,
Sometimes it could get annoying because like my sister sometimes like, can you just watch a movie like a spectator.
yeah, nice.
Don't watch it like a creator.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah.
undo, like, you can't unsee what you've seen
Yeah.
and unknow what you know, because it's like for me, there's times, especially if it's a bad movie, all I'm thinking of is how I would have done it better. Like, why didn't they do this? Or why did they have to add that? Or, like, that was
Right,
so
right.
stupid. Like, why'd they have to keep that dialogue in there? So, like, it's hard to, like, shift your brain back to, like, okay, just enjoy it. Just watch it for what it is.
Yeah, but when a movie does do the things that you think it should do, or a TV show, or like a
Well,
manga,
if it captures your imagination, then it's like it's easier to like let yourself go and get into it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just harder when it's not, the quality is not the highest.
Well, like we talked about
Yeah.
earlier, when like Parasite, I think
Yeah.
Parasite's done such a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
job, and I was like, oh, like that's what I was just telling everybody at work. Watch Parasite. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Did you do that during Parasite?
The what?
Did you do that during
Oh
Parasite?
no,
You're
I like just enjoyed it. I was like,
Okay.
hold it in.
Yeah. Well, because I wasn't critiquing it too much, except for like that relationship that the tutor had with the girl.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like that was
yeah.
creepy and awkward.
That is weird.
Yeah, because I was like, you're like 20 something, right? Like, right?
I
Was he?
don't like what is it for? Like, why is it added there? Like, I don't really understand.
Well, see, that's okay. So anyway, we can talk about movies,
Yeah.
but like,
I'm sorry.
No. I brought it up, but like that was just. I was wondering what they were gonna do with that.
I
'Cause
know.
that scared me. I
Yeah.
was like, how far? Because they talked about, oh, you can marry her,
Yeah.
and then take over the house that way. I was like, man, this is some messed up stuff. That poor girl. Anyways, okay, but villains. I kind of see Emerald becoming a villain at some point.
Emerald is going to develop as a very important character in the future. And I mean, I'm gonna introduce two other villains in the story.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's going to be villains, but it's not gonna be Emerald. Don't worry, she's nice.
Okay.
Okay. Well, because I was thinking, again, as a fan, I'm thinking she's gonna get jealous of Hazel because she's getting all this attention,
Maybe,
kind of thing.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So in your prologue, you have this, these statements. Out of approximately 7 billion people in this world, you never really know who you are destined with.
Is that the first one, like the original version?
That's a good question. Kindly skip to the new prologue. Okay, here we go. New prologue. I'm old, guys. I don't know how to use technology. All right, here we go. Out of approximately 7 billion people, you never really know who you are destined with, and not until you meet that person.
What are the chances you're gonna meet a celebrity and be friends with them? You know?
Yeah, right.
I was like, okay, well, we'll work on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fate.
Yeah.
Fate it is.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's cool. And then
It's not that cheap.
Oh, it's not that okay. Sorry, I thought it was kind of cool. See, just me being a fan. And then here it says too. Sometimes we think that we have already found the person we are destined with, but we choose to let go because it's just not going to work out. So as for me, I'll just let fate stir my destiny. It's out of my control, anyways. Maybe it's not too deep, but I'm just like I liked it.
It was deep for Jesus.
I liked it, like the idea of letting go and out of control. Like I love drama.
I know. Gossip
Me
Girl.
too.
Yeah, did you ever watch Gossip Girl, OC?
My sister is a huge fan of Gossip
Yeah,
Girl.
One Tree Hill. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You didn't watch that though?
Yeah.
So
I don't watch a lot of series actually. I read
Yeah.
a lot of books, but not series.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of books?
Uh-huh.
Like manga books or like novel books?
A novel, like YA novels, dystopian.
What kind of YA what YA novels do you read or have you read?
So
That stood out.
I recently finished this one. It's really good. It's called Illuminate.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Illuminati. We have confirmed Illuminati on the episode. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really good. I recommend that book.
Nice.
It's sci-fi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like an answer for this one. Who do you believe is the best looking guy from Divers?
Oh no!
Not your favorite, but just best
Forcing her to choose.
just best looking. Just best looking.
My babies.
They're all beautiful.
Beautiful. I really like Stig actually, cause like he's a small bean.
Yeah.
But like,
He has yellow hair, right? Yeah.
like the curly hair.
Yeah.
Vaughn. Oh no, Red's gonna hate me if he.
Oh my gosh, Vaughn. So done with him. He's a leader and everything. All right, so I just was thinking about Ninja Turtles in my head for some reason. But like Raphael, Donatello, like they fight back and forth. But Donatello's like the leader. Raphael's like the cool guy. But he also has the color red as well. So like Red, like he doesn't care, but he's like the hottie.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Douche.
yeah. And then like Vaughn is like the good leader guy.
Yeah.
He cares
But
about.
is he really good?
Oh, don't do that! Don't do that! Oh my
And
gosh!
is Red really a douche?
Oh, that hurt. That actually hurt inside. All right, let's keep going.
Clutching his chest.
That actually really hurt. I'm scared. Don't die,
I'm
Hazel.
gonna hurt them in the future. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Be
Don't die,
ready.
Hazel.
Okay.
Will you be recording original music for the upcoming Diverse album?
Ooh.
And so before y'all freak out, y'all, there's no upcoming diverse album as far as I know. I was just putting a question I fantasize in my head about. So go ahead.
I mean, I really want to,
Yeah.
but like I'm not really. I don't really know how to play a piano and like play a guitar, so I don't know how it's gonna work. But I have recently composed like lyrics,
Nice.
song lyrics for them. And I don't know if anybody out there would like to help me.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe like
I'm
fans, we can unite and maybe get some money and maybe hire some boys to dress up. And pretend.
Let's not go there.
Okay.
That would be weird.
Live action diverse.
Like a cosplay.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
And they're gonna play the guitar and
What story are you dying to tell?
interesting question.
So like a story you haven't publicly told. So outside of I'm Dating a Celebrity.
Because I have a lot of pending
Nice.
stories to tell in the
Nice.
future. But I'm guilty of this actually because I've been working on a dystopian story on the side.
Yeah. Oh, really? On the side?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a side piece. Okay.
But I'm not gonna publish it anytime soon. I'm still working. This time, I'm gonna work on the character designs to really
Nice.
give like a good-looking characters out there. And like for dystopian, you really have to work on world building as well.
Yeah.
So I'm working on the lore of that world as well.
Okay, very cool.
And I have a title already. Actually,
Oh, wow.
it's gonna be called Lacuna Memoria.
Lacuna Memoria.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically it translates to missing memories or a gap in the memory, something like that.
What language is that originally?
Latin.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, you cultured. you very well educated. I was like, okay, Lacuna Memoria. Right? Macarena? No. All right, that's cool. And do you have do you have a one sentence pitch or? Yeah.
I actually could read you the plot synopsis I did.
Oh yeah, sure. That'd be awesome.
Because I'm not good at putting my stories into spoken words, so
Okay.
I wrote it beforehand. I'm prepared. I came prepared.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Okay, so it goes every year, the kingdom of Athenea. I'm still not really sure if that's what I want to call the kingdom.
Oh, for sure.
I'm open for all sorts of suggestions. But the Kingdom of Athenea holds their annual bird hunting festival. And this isn't your normal bird hunting festival because only the bravest, skilled, and determined might have the slightest chance to find and kill the rare and deadly half-human, half-bird creatures. And of course, those who will get the first kill and bring back the animal trophy will be granted a good fortune and a chance to raise their social status. Then who wouldn't want this prize when you're living in a world where it is strictly governed by a social hierarchy? Your knowledge and actions are controlled by your social ranking, which only means that it favors the higher classes. And then Lumina, my main character, is a person who belongs to the lowest class, and she wants this win just as much as everyone else. And then, however, when the bird hunting begins, she realizes that the creatures she is hunting for aren't as dangerous as they were depicted in the legends. Now, Lumina's morality will be put to test. Caught between order and liberty, truth and lies, she must choose one path that might help fill in the gaps in her missing memories.
Oh, film the gaps for missing memory. Oh, wow. I really like the setup.
I don't know if it's interesting enough. I'm still working on it, but yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, my interest was piqued with the whole half human, half bird thing. I wonder what that would look like. I also think it's cool with the social class dynamic. I think a lot of manga do that very well. Like Bleach did that really well.
Yeah.
Unordinary on WebToons does that really well.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of class is really
Yeah.
good. It adds a lot of drama.
But this is more like a society. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right. As a fan, please finish I'm Dating a Celebrity first.
Yes, I will finish I'm
Okay.
Dating a Celebrity
But,
first.
but
I promised myself that I will finish I'm Dating a Celebrity first, and my sister kept saying that please finish I'm Dating a Celebrity first.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as a creative, I think, Michelle, you're really good at finishing what you start. I still am going through my first project my second project to finish.
Well, no, but the thing is, I wasn't always that way. Like in a lot of the short films that my brother and I did when we were like teenagers and stuff, all of them had a to be continued at the end, and we never continued the story.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Most especially because like you get burnout in that one particular story, and you just want to move on and do something else.
Yeah.
And as a creator, I feel like it's inevitable to create, like to stop creating, right?
Yeah.
I think another important thing too is just to know your limits. So
Yeah.
if you know, like, okay, I'm probably gonna get bored with this in like 2 months, I shouldn't make it any longer than this or whatever. Like knowing how long your energy level is gonna be for that specific thing. I think that's an important thing to know too.
Yeah.
And you have to be sure that you're really dedicated in that story.
Yeah, that's true.
Like promise yourself that you're gonna finish.
Oh yeah. And then because once you finish and you see some people using it or being entertained reading your work, it's like it's an amazing feeling. It's one of the best feelings in the world to have your work like seen and used.
And the best comments I get is like, oh, you're my biggest inspiration. I want to create something like this as well.
Oh,
you
wow.
inspire me to create my own story and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm really, really happy that I inspire people out there.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I hope you don't get tired of reading my story. But yeah, thanks for like being with me all these years. It's been like 2 years. Like I stopped for a while, but they're still there, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your top 3 mangas, top 3 movies, top 3 shows, top 3 anime of all time.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Top 3 for mangas. Does this include like comics, like Korean comics? Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everything. Yeah.
Okay. I guess number 1 would be Naruto.
Yes.
Because I've been following that series for like 15 years.
Yeah. Seriously. Seriously.
And I finished it.
Yeah.
So
What's
that's
his
dedication?
Mitsuhuki or what's I forget the creator's name at this moment. Never mind.
I forgot.
Yeah, we'll later. But I just
Mr.
love
Naruto.
I just love what he did. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like the world and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you've heard of this. It's called Sweet Home. It's on WebToons.
Oh no, not yet.
Okay, don't read it if you're like a scaredy cat.
Oh, is it a horror? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a chicken. I stay away from horror. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Nice.
And then what else? Oh, I like Cheese in the Trap. Yeah, they have like a live action version of it actually.
Nice.
Yeah, they made it into Korean drama.
That's cool.
And I really like it.
Cheese in the Trap.
Yeah, Cheese in the Trap.
That's a very interesting title. I like
It's on
that.
WebToons as well.
Yeah.
And then, what was the next question?
Top 3 movies.
Top 3 movies. I like Interstellar. Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I watched that a long time ago, but
Yeah.
I like the parallel universe thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I guess I like Hunger Games.
Oh.
But I can't decide which one I like better, the movie or the book.
Yeah.
Maybe the book.
Yeah. Because you're more of a book reader.
Yeah. And since I recently watched Parasite, I would say Parasite because
So good.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it gets a Best Picture nom. Because I know definitely it's going to win Best Foreign Film. But I think it's so good. It should get a Best Picture nom, in my opinion.
Okay, top 3 shows.
Top 3 shows, like series.
Yeah. And yeah, we want to exclude anime. So just shows like live action shows.
Can it be like Korean drama?
Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah.
Korean
Totally can be Korean drama.
I guess Goblin.
Ooh, is that Korean drama?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. And then Cheese in the Trap because I really, really like it.
Cheese the Track gets 2 mentions, y'all. Don't watch it.
And I don't know, like for the top 3, my top 3 would be, I want to say The Walking Dead because like I really liked it before, but not as much as I don't really follow it now.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, we'll hear your novel, or maybe turn one of your webtoon manga into like an anime, or you know, you sign a deal with Netflix or something.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
To turn your work into an anime, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
But right now it would remain a stream. But I would love to see that in the future.
Oh, definitely. So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Old. Just kidding.
Old? Okay, I'm old.
We also see ourselves.
Old and still a potato.
Nice.
An old potato.
But I would still continue making stories because
Nice.
like I really, really love stories.
Yeah.
I love reading books. I love to tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to draw.
Yeah.
So I could still see myself as an artist, as a creator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, why is making and sharing stories so important to you?
I don't know, cause like I just want to like bring out these imaginations and give them physical form in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like share it to people and maybe inspire people.
Right.
And it also brings me to my question, like, do I want to create something that is inspiring, or do I want something that I really like? Because like I like gory stuff.
Oh, you do.
And like horror stuff.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, as a Christian,
Yeah.
like as a Christian, like I just want to inspire people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, who's gonna be triggered if I put out something that is scary out there, you know? When I like make stories about, like, let's say a psychopath.
Yeah.
Just an example.
Yeah.
But like you just never know
Right.
who's gonna read your story, and
True.
I don't want them to get some ideas from my story.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe something inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah. We just want to thank you for being on the show,
Of course.
Ms.Potitocheeps.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Yeah. Or Poti for short.
Poti for short.
Poti.
Yeah.
Poti.
Poti is actually correlated to my childhood nickname.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was the full nickname?
It's my name.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
The name that shall not be named.
We'll just say Poti.
I shall not be named.
We'll just say Poti. Yeah, you're not even a real person. This is just Michelle doing another like voice impression.
It's
Yeah.
like a
There we go.
potato hanging out here.
Yeah, okay, so you can follow Miss Poti on WebToons and also become a patron to help support her in her work.
Yes.
And if you have any projects that you're working on, please let us know by posting on social media with the hashtag MustyCreative, and we will share it on the show.
Oh, can I also add that I also post my webcomic on different, like, other platforms.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please, yeah.
Plug a
Yeah.
link.
So
Yeah.
you can also find my webtoon on webcomics
Oh.
and Tapastic, although I'm not really very active on Tapastic, but I do post it on webcomics. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll put some
Cool.
links in the show notes. That's awesome. You know, sorry, another fan question. Any possibility that there would be a meet and greet one day?
Meet and greet.
Yeah,
Probably if I attend a Comic-Con or something.
for sure.
Yeah. I
Okay.
would love to meet them as well.
All right. Well, keep commenting and thumbs upping, loving the episodes.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. That's right.
Thumbs upping.
Thumbs upping. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Musty Collective. Thank you for everyone here joining us. Just remember to leave us a review on iTunes and find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and anchor.fm/musty. Now, it's time to shower up.
Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.